Hello everyone and welcome. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you step by step how to create this template. So this is your blog template. So anything that you add onto your blog post will pretty much be reformatted, and this is how it's going to look. So as you can see here, this will show your author, and over here on the top, this is your social media icons. It also shows the published date, and this will happen per article. And then over here, this is where your featured image will show. And this is also the format that I've created in the actual template. So all your links will show up this way, and this is your quotes, and this is your headings. Over here on the comment section, as you can see, this has been highly customized. Pretty much this is designed from scratch, adding all our branding colors. So now if I refresh this page, you'll notice that this is a default layout that you normally get with Divi. So as you can see here, this is the standard that any other website would look like. And this is not how you want to be designing your blog post template. So as you can see here, it doesn't have a footer. And also this button here is not highly customized. And pretty much this is using your standard text that comes in with Divi. So I'm going to show you how to pretty much redo this and have a custom blog layout. Oops, and I forgot, if you buy Divi using my affiliate link, I will also give you access to my Divi course called the Web Design Formula. This costs about $497, but if you buy Divi using my affiliate link, I will give you access to my course absolutely free. Just let me know that you've bought Divi using my affiliate link and I'll give you access to it. All right, so right now we are in our admin dashboard. So the very first thing we need to do is to head over here to Divi, click on Theme Builder. So this is where all our work is going to be done. So I'm going to click here on Add New Template. And because this template is going to be applied to all our blog posts, I'm going to click on All Posts, create a template, and I'm going to head over here now to Add Custom Body. Click on Custom Body. And because all our work here is going to be done from scratch, I'm going to click here on Start Building. So the first thing I'm going to do is to add my background color here on my headers area. So I'm going to click on background, click on this plus button and add my background color. So that's all I need to do here. I'm going to save that. So the next stage is to add my blog post title. So I'm going to click here on this plus button and we need to add a single column. And in that column, we're going to add a text module. I'll go ahead and do that. Now, for this to work, you need to click here on this little icon here. This is the dynamic icon. So here we need to dynamically bring in the post title, post or archive title. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. So pretty much that's all we need to do here. Next, we need to come over here to design text, and we just need to make this all caps, change our color over here. So I'm just going to paste my color in here, and then next, I'm just going to increase my size like that. So maybe about 32 will do. And letter spacing, I think I'll just leave it as it is. Okay, great. So that's my main title. Go ahead and save that. Now over here, we may also want to add some design elements. So what I'm going to do, in fact, as you can see here, we can actually add a divider there on the top. So let's go ahead and add it. So I'm going to search for my divider module. I'm going to select it, click on design. So over here on the line, there's a few things that we can do. We can actually change the color of the line. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to click here on this little icon, paste my color in here. And then I am going to come over here to sizing, increase the size for the divider, not too much, maybe about 4 pixels. And then for the width, I'm going to bring this all the way down to about, let's say 8%. Okay, let's save that. And now I can just drag this above my title. All right, so now that I have my title here, the next thing we may need to do here, and again, you can see I don't have access to add a new module. So I'm going to go back over here to my wireframe mode, click on this plus button, and let me add a blurb module. So here it is. I'm going to select it, switch over here to my front end editor. So what I'm going to do here is I'm also going to pull the post comments count. So here we go. So we just want to give an idea of how many people have actually commented on this actual post. So as you can see here, the numbers come up, it's 12. So let me just say here, comments. Okay, so now it's showing that it's comments 12. I've just added a column. Okay, great. So I am going to go ahead and save this. Now, because this is a blurb module, what we're going to do as well is to add an icon. So I'm going to click here on use icon, and I'm just going to use my icon here. I'm going to go with this one here. Okay, so that's going to pretty much show us that this is our chat. Great. So now that we have this in place, pretty much it's not looking really well. So we want this to be on the left side. So let me come over here now to design. image and icon. And first of all, I want this left aligned and I want this to the left. So now you can see everything is now over here to the left. All I have to do now is to adjust my icon size. I'm going to drag this down to about, let's say 26. 26 looks okay. So now what I need to do next is to give this some color. So I'm going to click here on this eyedropper tool and paste my color in here like that. So that's going to be my color for my icon. And I also need to add some colors to this text over here. So I'm going to click here on this icon because this is a link. Change my font here to Poppins. Make this all caps. In fact, you know what? We have too many all caps. Let's leave it like that. Increase the size a little bit to maybe about 16. And then I'm going to add my color in here. Great. So that color has worked. That's looking really nice. I'm going to go ahead and save. So the next thing we need to do now is to add pretty much our content. So we need our content container. This is where all our blog posts, whatever you type on your blog, needs to go into. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to click here on this plus button, add a regular section. And this section here is going to have a 1/4, 3/4 column. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that. So over here now, I am going to start by adding my social media follow icon. So I'm going to search for social media, select that. So next, I'm just going to add a few more here and then go into this gear icon and change this from Twitter to, let's say, Pinterest. Go back over here, and then this Twitter here needs to be changed to, let's go for Instagram, because Instagram is quite popular as well. All right, so now that I've added all these here, I can pretty much leave them as they are. Save changes. Next, I need to add a divider. So I'm going to go ahead and search for divider here. So that's my divider line. To be honest, the color here, I'm not sure I like that. So let me just go in and adjust that. I'm going to click here on design, click on line, and I'm just going to paste my color in here. Now this color I've just pasted is the same color here as the background on my section. So now I'm going to add some transparency to it. Great. So I'm pretty much happy with that. I'm going to save. Next, I'm going to come over here now and add another module. And this time we are going to add a content module. So I'm just going to scroll down here, and here it is, post content. So this is our post content module. So I'm going to go in now and customize my headings, my pretty much my images, and anything that needs to come in here. So I'm going to start here by clicking on this brush, a little brush tool. So this will take me directly to my heading font. Change this to Poppins, and you know what? I am also going to change the color of the heading. So the reason why I'm highly customizing this is because I really want you to see how you can really customize this. All right, so now that I've got that in place, next, let's head over here to our normal paragraph text. Change this to Poppins. Next, I'm going to change my links here. You can see my link color here is has that color. I'm going to change that by coming over here to recent. So now you can see I've changed my link colors. I can even make them underlined just like that. So this is really cool. I'm really customizing all my text here. Okay, so let's come over here. And this is heading 2. Again, I'm going to change this to Poppins. My size, to be honest, it's okay. I'll leave it as it is. And I'm just going to change the color of the heading. And I'm going to do the same to heading 3. Change the color. All right, so pretty much my content area here has been sorted out. Now this image here can also be changed. So if you want to add some rounded corners to this image, we can also do it right here. But what I've also noticed is we have this line here. It doesn't have the colors of our branding. So let's go ahead and fix that. So the color I'm going to use there is, I'm just going to choose one of these colors here from my palette. I'm going to click here on design, text, and this is for my blog quote. I'm over here, add my color. So here, in fact, you know what? It's not dark enough. Let me just adjust that. Let's make it italicized. Okay, that's great. Now let's head over here to the border. So here on the border color, I'm going to add my color like that. Okay, there we go. I'm going to save. All right, so pretty much everything that I need here is in place. That's looking great. Now over here to the left, we need to add some more information. So the first thing I need to add here is the date this was published. So I'm going to click on this plus button, search for my text module, And here I'm going to click on this dynamic content and let me publish date. That's what I'm looking for. And then I'm just going to say published on, or just say published colon. Now the date format here as well can be changed. I'm just going to click here, and this time I think I'm going to go with the shorter version. Go with that. Okay, published. Okay, so that's looking great. Now what I may also need to do here after saving is to come over here to design, click on text, and we can also change the text color over here like that. But you know what, that doesn't look great, so I'm just going to go with gray. So I'm just going to go with that. Right, so let's save that. Next, we're going to add a blurb module, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this. So this is pretty much the author information. So I'm going to click here on blurb. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start here with this image. Okay, so I'm going to come to image and icon, delete it, and then I'm going to click here on dynamic, and then we need the author profile picture. So this is pretty much the author of this article. So this is where the image would come. Right, so now that I have this in place, so this title here, we want this title to be the name. All right, so I'm going to come over here. In fact, I need to go back to text and then click here on dynamic content and then author, post author. So that's where the name would come. Okay, and here is the author description. So I'm going to save this. Okay, and this will be the author bio. Okay, there we go. So that's the author bio. Now I can go in and customize the text. So let me start here with this text here. So I'm going to come over here and let me choose a light, slightly darker gray. Now this dynamic text, to be honest, I think this is okay. Size wise, we don't want this to be way too much. Now let's head over here to the image. So what I'm going to do with the image here, I'm just going to make it round. So I want everything rounded there. So I'm going to add 100 pixels. And now you can see once my image is pulled in, that's how this would show. Great. So now I am going to pretty much save this. So I'm pretty much deciding how do I want this to be. Do I want my publish date to be on the bottom or on the top? So I think it's better if I had the publish date over here. So publish date is over there, and this is my author bio. So I think pretty much this looks okay. Now I can save this. Now the next area, which in my opinion is very important, is the actual comments area. So let's go ahead and add that. All the way down here, click on this plus button, and I am going to click on regular. Right, so here we're going to add our comments area. So I'm going to add a single column here, add my comments, and then just save this. Now the first thing I need to do here on the comments is to work on my background color here. So I'm going to click on section settings, click on background, and I'm going to go to recent colors here. Let me see what works. I think I'll go with this gray. So that just distinguishes like pretty much my main text area here, and I mean my main comment area, I mean my main post area and my comments. So this is the line that's pretty much going to separate the two. All right, so I'm pretty much happy with this, to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and save. Now I can go in now into my settings and start changing my fonts. So over here, I can start here with this heading, change the color. So I'm going to experiment here with my colors and see what works better. So I think that works fine. And then over here, we want to change this to pop-ins. Okay, that looks fine. Now let's head over here. Let's work on this image first. And again, I want this to be rounded. And then over here, change our font from default to pop-ins. And the color as well needs to be changed over here. So let's see. Right, so I'm going to use a very light gray like that. Head over here. Same thing, change this from default to pop-ins, and I think that's okay. Now on submit a comment, again, let's change this to pop-ins. Now let's go to the form. So over here on the form, you can actually customize pretty much everything here. Look, by adding a white background, I've just pretty much changed this form. I can also change the comments, the colors to that. So let's change the fonts field. Let's change it to pop-ins. So that looks even more customized. So that's looking great. Next, what I can also do here is to change the buttons. So I'm going to scroll all the way down here. Let's see where we have our options to work on our button. So here it is. I'm going to click on button, activate use custom styles for button. So by activating that, it means we can now go in and start designing this button. So the very first thing I'm going to do here is to change my button text color to white. Add my background color over here. So I'm going to really go with this dark color. And then my border width, change this to 0. And I also need to change my font. So my font can be found over here. So this is the default font. Let's change this to Poppins. Great. So that's looking great already. Now I also want to make this slightly different to, or maybe just add a color in there. So I want to make this really highly customized. So I'm going to come back over here to my text color and I'm going to test one of these colors on my palette. No, it doesn't look great. So let's go back to white. All right. So pretty much that's looking great. All right. So we're going to save this. So now we've customized our comments area. That's looking great. Now, the other thing that we can also do here is to add our featured image. So I'm just going to save this for now, so just in case I lose all this hard work that we've put in here already. So now I'm going to click on this plus button and I'm going to search for my image module. Click on image. So now I'm going to add in my featured image. So to add my featured image, just delete this and then click here on this dynamic content and then click on featured image. So this will pull in any featured images that you add onto your post. Great. So pretty much I think I'm happy with this. I'm going to save this. So now we've got the author here, we've got the publish date, we've got the comments, we've got the social media icons. So pretty much we have everything that we need. I'm going to save this. Now there's also more items that you can add here. So let me just show you. If I search for my text module here, and I come over here to dynamic. So here you can see we have quite a lot of things that we can add here. We have our publish date already, and we can also add our post category. So we can actually add our post category here so that the category actually shows when people come onto this page. All right, so here we have all our categories. So what I may want to do here is to first of all save this, drag it over here to the top. Okay, now I'm going to go in and change the category colors. Okay, so I'm going to go with that. All right, so that looks great. I'm going to save that. Save one more time. All right, so all I have to do now is to close here, click on Save Changes. So now it's time to create a brand new post and see how our template is going to work. So I'm going to come over here to Posts. I'll open this in a new tab so that it's easier for me to work. Okay, so on my new post here, I'm going to say, in fact, you know what? I'm going to use some lorem text. So I'm going to click here and to add your text, your content, you need to do it in the normal Gutenberg editor, by the way. So let me just add my text here. So this is going to be my text and I'm going to choose my title here. So I'm going to paste it in here. Great. So I have my title. I have my text here. Now in here, I can also add, some images and that would show really well into our post. So what I'm going to do next here is to set my featured image. So I'm going to click here, add from library. So my featured image here is going to be, let's have a look. Okay, this one the right size. Okay, let's go with this one here for our featured image. Set featured image. Now I'm going to hit publish. Publish one more time. Now let's view the post. So I'm going to view the post in a new tab. So now when you take a look at this, you can see now it shows us our category here. It shows us our title. I've got my social media icons here. And this really looks cool. Now, as you can see, this is my featured image and this is my text. And look at that. This is my comments area. So this is how my design now has pretty much transformed how my post would look. So you may be thinking, well, so what happens now if I start adding, headings into this actual article? Does it take the headings that we set up in the template? And yes, it does. Let me prove that to you. So if I go in and click on edit post, and let's say this is my heading 1. So I'm just going to name this, add my heading block. And let's say over here, I add a block quote. Here we go. I'm just going to paste it in here. And let's say over here, we want to add a link. Let's go ahead and add it here. This is going to be a blank link. There we go. So I've just added my heading, the quote, and also my link over here. So if I click update, and now I click on view post, let's scroll down here. Notice what happens. There's my quote, there's my link, and there's my heading. So this looks really, really cool. So this is how you actually create this. Now, there's one more thing I need to talk about here. And as you can see, the footer that we have here is pretty ugly, to be honest. And on the top here, we don't really have a really nice header. So what I've done here is I've actually created a header and footer template. This is called the Genesis template. This can be used on pretty much any type of website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install this so that you can see how it works. Now, if you want to purchase this, it's only $7. So let me show you how it works. So now I'm going to go back over here to my theme builder. So to add my template, my header and footer template, all I need to do is to click here on portability, click on import. And then over here now, this is where you want to click and choose your file. Now my file is already on my desktop. I'm going to click on open, import Divi theme layout. Now this is importing my header and footer. And by the way, I also forgot to mention that it also has a 404 page. So the 404 page also shows up when someone goes to a page that doesn't exist on your website. All right, so now that everything is imported, I'm going to click on save changes. So the one thing that you may want to do as well here is to make sure you add your global header and footer to your post template. So I'm just going to drag it over here. Drag the footer over here, save changes. Now, when I go to my post, if I refresh this, there we go. Now you have a header. And if I scroll all the way down here, we have this beautiful footer. Now, this footer is very easy to customize. So let's say you want to go in and change the color of this footer. All you have to do is to click here on edit. And now it's going to take you to the builder. I can click here, click on background, and now I can adjust my colors, make it slightly darker just by dragging this. And pretty much once you're happy with that, you can just go ahead and save one more time. And you can also do the same with the header as well. You can go in and make some changes to the header as well. So now that I have saved this, the best way to view this is when you've logged out. So I'm just going to close this here, save all changes. And then over here, I'm just going to click on log out. There we go. So now you can see I have my header, my logo here. Here are my links. I also have a search bar on the top here. So if you want to search for any articles, you can search them here. And if I scroll down here, you can see this contracts. And as I'm scrolling through here, these are my social media icons. This is my page. All the way down here, we now have this new footer that I've just added. It also has the copyright, all rights reserved. This will update every year. And you can also add all your links over here to the bottom. So pretty much this is how you create your own template in WordPress. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. By doing so, you'll be notified every time I release new tutorials. Thanks for watching. See you in another one.